So we get the valve installed. Plumber's good. He's moved on. What's the next step?
So you'll find a location for the control panel. So the control panel can go in close proximity to this. It's a wireless RF connection here. Or you can install it somewhere in the home next to the AC thermostat. And just as long as you get the signals and don't get alarms, you know your RF is good, you can install it upwards to 50, 75, sometimes 100 or 125 feet away from the valve itself.
All right, Keith, so we got the control panel mounted on the wall, right? So if we don't have access to this, or we want to run a dedicated line to the control panel, how do we do that?
So we've actually got a feature on this system here. So it's very simple to interact with. We can take the panel off here. I can run power behind through some of these feeds. And then I've got terminal blocks here on the system that I can bring power into to make it a cleaner installation than what you see right here.
So you could run that behind the sheetrock and then come right out just like you would your thermostat.
Absolutely.
Very cool. Okay. So we've got the control panel either hardwired or plugged in. It's installed. How do we start talking to the API, or how do we tie it all together with our components?
We can install this in really 2, 3, 4 places maybe we need to inside the house. In the security closet, up in the attic, in the garage, and it communicates there. And in our installation manual, we show you the wiring configurations and the options to allow you to hook it up to a hot water recirculation pump relay automatic shutoff switch, to hook it up to a device that can be installed on the outside of the home to allow a landscaper or gardener to put this system into bypass and ignore some abnormal water flow.
So you got a bypass mount here, right? So basically what we're looking at is if you have the guy, your pool servicing guy comes by and needs to fill up a whole bunch of water, he can actually bypass it, where you're a gardener, like you said, if the homeowner's not there or someone doesn't have access to the internal part of the system.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to go inside the home to interact with the control panel, and they can do it remotely for whatever reason and set it at whatever time they seem and deem is necessary.
So that's a good selling point for the contractor to the end user, right? So hey, no matter what you have, we can modify it so that you can have peace of mind knowing that if you're not home or you have people servicing the home, you're good.
Absolutely.
Okay. So on the API, as we move forward here, we got power running to that. Can we run dedicated power to that as well?
Well, it's a barrel connector right here. We also have terminal blocks you can connect to it if you wish. But we've got various components on this system to allow you to interface to output relays. So if I want to shut off, let's say, a pressure pump, or if I want to shut off a well pump, when I get this valve shut down, it's just another safety mechanism to allow us to do that.
Okay.
I've got some other features that I'll show you. In fact, let me grab it right here and come back in. So we've got other devices and relays that we give you wiring diagrams for. So we don't just leave it up to the contractor to pick and choose and try to spend 2 or 3 hours trying to connect this up. We give you all the wiring diagrams that says, how do I connect this up on the high voltage shutoff for a solid state relay to shut off pressure pumps, well pumps, and those type of devices. If I want to interface to an irrigation system and I want to tell this system to ignore the irrigation water for a certain amount of time, then I can connect it up and change the voltage from a 24 volt AC to a 12 volt DC type of configuration.
So it sounds like the folks at Sentinel, you've done your diligence, right? So you've had conversations with the contractor if he's done an analysis or a walkthrough audit of the home, and you're basically going to have the wiring ready to go based on the input from that contractor.
Yeah, we'll give them all the information. We'll make it easy as possible for them to do.
Yep.
And then we have a great technical support team. And so we actually encourage the contractor, when he's learning the system, the first 1 or 2 that he installs, call us up before you install it. You know, you may have a helper go out and do this, or not your journeyman installer that does this. And so we can give them the tips, the 5 minutes or 2 minutes of tips before they actually do the install.
Yep.
And then once they install it, they can call us up again and we'll go through the calibration with them to make sure it's working properly, the set points make sense, and the homeowner is fully protected.
Yeah, once they get that muscle memory down, right, they do a couple installs. It's really rinse and repeat after that.
Absolutely. Now there may be some differentials because each home is different. It's piped different. different pipe sizes, different mechanicals, different appliances. And so one of the things we'll talk about in another video is the assessment form. And that's really the key point at which we can give you the proper feedback to know how to put the settings together, to give you how many APIs we need to quote on the project, pipe size. We monitor and we tag the system for vertical or horizontal installation.
You just need the input, they'll analyze it, and we'll send you what you need.
Absolutely. And once here again that you do 2 or 3 of these, you get an idea of what's normal and what's needed, and you can pretty much do it on your own.
All this to say a contractor can customize each home he's in based on what the end user wants, or property manager or whomever. And we have a unique application for anything they might throw at you, whether it's gardening, irrigation, circ pump, all that.
And that's probably the biggest reason why Watts was excited about this product line, is because
Highly versatile.
highly versatile, adaptable,
Yep.
tailored to every home, and really custom engineered to every piping scenario in the installation.
All right, we're going to put Keith to the test next time. We're going to have him program a control panel and see if we can figure out how to trip an alarm on one of these things. Thanks.